YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts, and right now, today, we talking about NXT. I'm going to do a full NXT recap. I'm going to start doing recaps. I know that a lot of other people do recaps, but it's not my recap, so I'm going to do my own little recap. So, without further ado, I'm going to start with the first segment. So Stephanie Vaquer, she comes out, she explains that she loves the art of competition, and basically holding two titles will kind of slow down the women's division, and the women's NXT women's division is the best division in the WWE, which I do agree with. 100%. Even though Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley, they're making a great case for the Raw women's division, easily. Even Lyra Valkyria, she's a little boring to me. I'm not really the biggest fan of the character, but she's good in the ring. Long story short, Stephanie Vaquer relinquishes the North American Championship, and after that, Ava comes out. Why'd I say Ava? Ava comes out, and she announces that there's going to be a ladder match at Stand and Deliver for the vacant North American Championship, and qualifying matches start tonight. And in the process of that, Jada Parker comes out, so does Jordynne Grace. They both come out. They're going back and forth. Jordynne Grace still got to get her get back from what Jada Parker did to her not too long ago. So, revenge is on both their minds, but also the NXT Championship is on both their minds. So you can imagine that the winner of that exchange is probably going to face Stephanie Vaquer for the NXT Championship, which I'm excited for because Stephanie Vaquer makes everybody look really good, including herself, if you know what I mean. But real spill, if to be honest, if you ask me, I feel like they should start Jada Parker off with the North American Championship. Let's see what she does with that first. And then we can think about giving her the NXT Championship. Because even though she's making a lot of strides, she's still a little green in the ring. And giving her that spotlight so early could stunt her growth a little bit. But she can either sink or swim. So whatever they decide to do, I'm down for it, as long as a championship is involved in the near future. But real spill, it should probably be the North American Championship because that's part of developmental. Crawl before you walk. Jordynne Grace, on the other hand, is a little more ready for the NXT Championship if you ask me. Now, I think Stephanie Vaquer retains as Stand and Deliver no matter who she faces, but I think Jordynne Grace would be a more viable opponent to face at Stand and Deliver. It'll put more asses in seats and stuff like that. So, let me move on. Next up, we get Last Legend versus Zarya. Now, this right here, this was a really good match, top to bottom. I enjoyed it because both parties were able to showcase how good they really are. Now, my thing is, even though they have Last Legend and Jakara Jackson in the tag team division for the most part, I thought that they was getting called up. I thought that it was time for them to get called up, and they still might get called up because they're saying that it might be a faction with Naomi and both of them a part of it, like a 3-woman faction. I don't know how true that is. It might just be a fan theory, but it does sound like a good idea. But Last Legend, she's a star. Jakara Jackson, she's coming into her own too in the ring, and I like what I'm seeing from her as well. But Last Legend is a star. She's going to do a lot of great things. She might be one of those cases of NXT superstars who never win the NXT Championship but goes on to the main roster and do a lot of great things. I see it happening. I definitely see it happening. I definitely enjoy Zarya as well. Zarya is really good in the ring. I've seen some of her stuff on the independent circuit. I've seen some of her stuff when she was facing, obviously, the Stephanies and the Julias of the world and whatnot. Hopefully Julia has a speedy recovery, because I definitely want to see her back in the ring. But definitely those three, Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya, and Julia, I'm really impressed with their work. I've always been impressed with their work, but real spill, I'm enjoying it. But see, in situations like this, I was rooting for both parties. It was no bias involved during the match. They both showed their chops, showed their strength, and then Zarya came up on top. I wanted it to be Lash Legend, but I also didn't mind it being Zarya neither. But I do want Lash Legend to start getting more looks, or at least get like a North American championship or something like that. I mean, not everybody can be champion, not everybody can hold the title, so understood. But good match nonetheless. Then we go into D'Angelo family. Tony D'Angelo, Stax, and Rizzo, and the other gentleman. His name stumps my mind right now. But basically, they was identifying the Dark State, and I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I gotta see more from Dark State. Like I don't see them as like a menacing Hill faction. I mean, they cause havoc, but you know, just how they move and how they talk and whatnot. It's like it just the character and what they do in the ring kind of don't match to me. You know, it's kind of like Team Shield, if you ask me. But I just gotta see more. Now, individually, I like those guys. Like I like Saquon Sugars. He's really good. Definitely made a name for himself on the independent scene and stuff like that. Had some great matches. Definitely one of the first people from WWE ID. So, you know, him getting this opportunity to come up right now instead of doing all of the Evolve stuff, I'm here for it. Deion Lennox, know of him. He has a good build. He has a good energy about himself. Definitely want to see them win. But you can kind of tell that there's tension between the D'Angelo family. Like Channing Stacks, he's kind of getting tired of like being the underboss, I guess, and he wants to be his own boss. It's starting to look like. So this could go one of two ways. They can exile him from the group, or the group turns on Tony D'Angelo. Who knows? But either way, I'm not as interested as I should be in this entire thing. Next match was Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank loses again, and they lose to Tavion Heights and Baby Randy Orton. It was a really good match, and Tavion Heights never fails to impress me. Now, it was a really good match because Hank and Tank, they do their thing. You know, they're really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like they're doing this gimmick where they're trying to find themselves for real, and they're trying to like get an opportunity at the NXT Tag Team Championships, but they just keep on losing to everybody. And even Fraxium, well, mostly Nathan Frazier came out and antagonized Hank and Tank, like, yo, y'all never gonna win, man. Like, y'all should just give it up. Like, what are y'all doing out there? Like, y'all don't deserve shit, basically. And Axiom was like, yo, come on, man. They're trying. You can tell that there's tension there too. And from what I've gathered from all of this is that Hank and Tank is probably going to be the ones that takes the title off of Fraxium, and that's going to send Nathan Frazier over the edge, and he's going to turn on Axiom. That's what's going to happen, because it's something that they say that we're supposed to at least expect, but me being a wrestling mind and having a great wrestling mind, I know what it is. It's going to be an upset victory, and Hank and Tank is going to hold those titles, not as long as Fraxium, obviously, but they're going to have a nice little reign and stuff, and good matches is going to come out of it, so we already know what that is. Next segment was Trick Williams. Trick Williams came out, and he's basically like, yo, I'm not the champion, but I'm still that guy. I didn't mean to hit Javon Evans, but yo, at the end of the day, he's collateral damage. It is what it is. Javon Evans comes out, and he cuts a really great promo on Trick Williams, because I'm not gonna lie, like, yo, Javon Evans is in the same position as you was in last year, and you mean to tell me you over here hating on the man? Like, yo, you don't tell a young bull, yo, you're never gonna be champion. That's messed up. How do you do that? He said, you're never going to be champion. You think just because we got locks, we supposed to be friends? And that's like, come on, bro. Where's all of this coming from? You can be motivated to win back your NXT championship, but dog, you're the one who lost. Yeah, it was due to unfortunate circumstances, but yo, you got packed up. So basically, Javon Evans, he said, yo, like, you really hating on me when you was in the same position. You know what? You're trying to find yourself. I understand. Long story short, he said, yo, you're not Trick Williams. You literally Carmelo Hayes, bro. You are a spawn of Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes being who he is, on Twitter, he was like, yo, I told y'all. I've been him. Often imitated, never duplicated. And as that happens, Obafemi comes out. Obafemi, he's like, yo, all this talking you doing, you would have probably still been champion if you wasn't running your mouth, Trick. So all these dudes is arguing amongst themselves. Ava comes out. She says, yo, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver. It's going to be Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Obafemi, the trifecta. And real spill, one or two things is going to happen. Javon Evans is either going to beat one of these guys to become the NXT champion, or he's in the match to eat the pin. One or the other. But either way, I'm going to enjoy the segments that follow. So, as they're arguing amongst themselves, and then they get into a brawl, Dark State comes out. Dark State comes out, massacres all three of them. And keep in mind, it's 3-on-4. So, that was definitely going to happen. After that, they're bragging and boasting about what they did. And it was a very interesting segment. It was something that was supposed to happen. But I'm still not sold on Dark State. We still got to see what's going to go on. Like, I got to see more. I need more. Show me something else. Next match, Kehlani Jordan versus Roxanne Perez. Now, this was a really great match. And granted, it was going to be a great match regardless because Roxanne Perez is who she is, and Kehlani Jordan is really good, and she's coming up, influenced by Rob Van Dam. So, I was actually surprised by the outcome. I thought Roxanne was going to win, but she did not. So, they probably have something else going on that she's probably going to be doing, which is going to be cool. It's definitely going to be enjoyable. Main event time, Ricky Starks versus Sean Spears for the AEW. Alright, let me stop. I'm sorry. It was just too good to be true. It was too good. I couldn't pass it up. But Ricky Starks versus Sean Spears was really great. It was a good match. It showed what Ricky Starks could do, and Ricky Starks becomes the first NXT superstar. Well, the quickest NXT superstar to win a championship after coming from another company. It was Ethan Page initially, but now it's Ricky. I keep saying Ricky Starks, I'm sorry. Ricky Saints. It's Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints. I'm going to say it 3 times. Alright, yeah. Anyway, Ricky Saints beats Sean Spears for the North American Championship. And even against all odds, because you already know Sean Spears' little squad was around, surrounding the ring and stuff like that, but not even that could stop Ricky Saints from becoming the North American Championship. Becoming the North American Championship? You serious? Anyway, nothing can stop him that night. And real spill, it was a pleasant surprise because I didn't think that they was going to give him the title that quick. But for what happened, it makes sense. It's probably going to be a triple threat match between Sean Spears, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver for the North American Championship, because right after Ricky Saints won the championship, Ethan Page came out, massacred him. And I'm not really a fan of him using the Twist of Fate. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know. Like, certain moves just shouldn't be touched, if you ask me. I mean, it could just be me hating on the revolution or evolution of wrestling, but stuff like the super kick and certain moves just shouldn't have been considered regular moves. But overall, solid NXT, something I'm very proud to say that I enjoy watching. And real spill, it's only going to get better. Part of me is more excited for Stand and Deliver than I am for WrestleMania. A little small part of me, not a big part of me, but just a tad bit. But yo, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you do. If you don't, it's okay, and I understand. But yo, if you like what you hear, you like what you see, you stuck around, like and subscribe. Thank you for everything. I'm out. Peace.